my football team and them playing good. And then when we whoop up that Manchester United and Manchester City, make them gone. So I hope it's not your team.
But
But if it's your
I
team,
don't
too bad.
I don't think my problem is I don't follow football anymore. Since I left Jamaica, I haven't had the chance to follow soccer. I'm an American now.
Soccer is football.
That's what I'm saying. I don't follow football anymore. I don't even follow American football because it's kind of, I don't know. I'm a basketball fan. I'm a pure basketball fan.
And your team get beaten?
But not badly. They did. I believe that the Clippers team this year is the best team I've seen in the
My
30
internet.
in the 30 odd years that I've watched. They were they were they were unbeatable to me as far as I'm concerned. But they lost.
The Clippers? Yeah, because I didn't make it.
But what? You can't hear me good?
Yeah, may I hear you good.
But I need. But your problem. I didn't plug in my microphone, and I need to.
Don't plug it in because we're hearing you very good. So nobody plug in. Nobody spoil it, dude, Leo. No.
I can't bother with.
It is working fine. Now you're going to ruin it.
Don't sound better. I mean, sound better now. Don't.
It's all better to yourself. We were quite fine out here in Radio Land.
No, me sound better now. Me sound much better now. So stop it.
Come to your cap.
Yes, me jazz me ballad. What? Me can't jazz me ballad. Me can't jazz me ballad.
Ballad, Bondong Babylon.
Me can't jazz me ballad. That's absolutely totally wrong for you to tell me say my cap look better than my ballad. What kind of thing that?
No, your ballad nice and thing, but we just not used to it, and it just make me want to sing ballad or smoke cigar. They are just one of a kind.
I speaking about that, I heard a mentor song yesterday where if you want to hear Duppy laugh, go down a riverside and go listen to them, and then when it's on the morning and the man Duppy laugh, and the woman Duppy laugh, oh my God, I had not heard that song in a long time. That was nice to hear.
Yes.
I haven't heard it in a long time. If you want to hear Duppy laugh, go down a riverside Sunday morning. Man Duppy laugh, and woman Duppy laugh. I said that must be from Clarendon.
Well, anyway, we have things. It says, good morning, Dr. Dana and Leo. Where's Michelle? Michelle running late. She getting dressed. She soon come. Jude said, good morning, AKK. I don't know what AKK, Jude, what that mean? Diana says, good morning, Dr. D and Leo. And Leo, you must listen to Dr. D. You're right, though, with your protection. Love you and your ballad. She love your ballad.
Yes! That's exactly what I'm saying, Diana. Sure.
Paulette says, Leo, I like you without cap. What? You look like a youth.
My baby Paulette.
Paulette, come off of the show, but he look like you. Old man. Okay, says good morning all. Is a typo, it's not AKK, because I was just beginning to figure. I don't understand what these things mean.
I understood it. So I don't know where you're talking.
So you never know that it was that. You never know it was that. About AKK. You must say a Google if you say what AKK means.
The headline this morning, right? Was if you want a quarrel to quickly escalate into a war, say to the person that you're quarreling with about something about their mother. Tell them about their mother. and that just set everything that you can have war, you can have gunshot, you can have knife. Anything goes once you go say tell them about the mother. That don't work.
Not with that, especially with that Jamaican. Don't
Jamaica.
about them mother.
And they have all kind of creative, mother telling, all kind of creative. And the worst one.
Welcome, Michelle is here. See, I apologize for you. Told them that you're getting dressed. You're running a little bit late. And Leo, him talking, say, the worst thing you can do for a Jamaican is tell them, if you want a war.
Instant war. Tell them about their mother. Tell a Jamaican man about their mother. And this is testament to the fact that Jamaican men have, and when I say Jamaican men, I mean in general. It's not 100%, right? Jamaican men in general love their mother. I mean, them put them mother on a pedestal. And even if their mother dead, you can't tell them about the mother.
Yeah.
Okay, so far, Leo, just Leo love the new look. Is it a new look?
I don't think so.
But all
that's my old look, what I've been putting on caps in the past year.
Okay, Donna said good morning. Jude said, oh, Dr. Diana, the phone is misbehaving. Paulette is laughing. Lon said, good morning, my family. Go to Leo with your bald head. Oh, sorry, head.
I had long hair in the...
Which long hair? What do you mean?
My hair was longer than yours, Diana. The hair that you're jazzing right now. It was longer and looked like dread. I twisted it up.
You really have
pictures?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I posted a couple of them on Facebook when I had my restaurants. And then what I used to do is I used to take it, and when I twist it up, I make them put one piece of stick in it, and it stand up straight up in the air like that,
Oh, so that's a trick. Are you serious?
Yeah, man. I did a lot of things. I wore shiny bump. I did all different kind of stuff with my hair back in the days when I used to.
Nobody never tell me say that. So then I always saying, how come people here can just stick out like that? And so, you mean them have a stick in there? No.
Yes, they put a stick in it.
Yeah, man. Matches.
It's like a matches, yes, and she just twist it around it and thing. And it turn up straight. It was
I didn't know them real deep secret.
My life has been a storied life. I'm telling you, right?
The book come out.
Yeah.
When is the book coming out?
In the book.
Is that story in the book?
That story is not in that book. That one is the boyhood one. That one is coming though. I'm writing it. I
think my internet acting up.
No, we're seeing you quite fine.
Okay.
Barry said, greetings to everyone watching from New York, Bronx.
Nice. Okay. Who is that? Berry Mango Shelly? She named Mango. Let me tell you, Berry Mango Shelly. Shelly, I have mango more than John Rebout, and I don't have a mango tree. But it's so I give away the mango them. It's some friend them bring mango come. And this morning I was sharing with a friend of mine that was having naseberries for breakfast. And then them tell me how much sugar in a naseberry. I was devastated.
What are they? I'm me Diana talk about, okay? I'm me tell her. All right,
no sugar not in a naseberry. Naseberry just sweet.
Listen, Jamaica is known to have the highest sugar content, everything, okay? It's juice, it's mangoes, it's naseberry, it's bammy. I mean, bammy is so bad that the thing where them used to make bammy, then take it make starch. To iron your clothes. It is so bad.
Gosh, talk about that. Who remember when they used to have to starch your clothes?
Yes, Mama starts me clothes to go to school. Yes, Sonia starts me clothes to go to school. And then take it and then set it down and roll it up and set it down. And then later on get the iron. Oh, we have two different kind of coal iron. The one where you put the coal inside of the iron and the one where you put the iron on top of the coal.
Yes, I have one of those. The ones where you put the iron on top of the coal.
Okay, them they're real coal iron. I used to ask myself, what the hell they mean by coal iron? The word coal is coal. I didn't catch the COAL. I got the COLD. I was like, what the hell did they do with a colon? You know, think about it.
What are all those degrees behind you?
Those what?
Degrees behind you, Leo, on your wall.
Oh, those are just community stuff. Those are no, I'm not put my degrees up there. I put those are Los Angeles, Allstate, State Farm, and they're all going up. You know, I got community award from Los Angeles 4 years in a row.
Oh, nice.
For being a good citizen, or them trying to deport you and you wouldn't leave?
I wouldn't leave. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I like seeing it. Diana said we might have to drive to Buffalo for our flying to Jamaica soon. That Pearson Airport here short staff since COVID. No matter how early you go, still a line up. If I fly from there and miss my flight, will be World War III. But then just watch Jamaica.
But she'll go back.
Dana travels very often. Dana have our grandmother in a Bahamas, so she got Bahamas a lot. She have our people in Port Antonio, so she got Port Antonio a lot. Dana have more money than Michelle. I mean, she has a lot more money than Michelle.
Okay.
Oh, you know my pocket, Leo.
It's all right, Michelle. We just take that, so we not. We have no money. We hold that.
And I pay for money. I'm out money. I don't have the luxury.
Well, think about it. We were talking. I know that I said that we were talking Tuesday night about the woman who went for more money in the marriage. So Diane, I mean, both Diane and Michelle said they were married for the money part. So I figure,
No, we divorced for the money.
I never said that. Leah, stop telling lie for me, poor baby.
So I want some of that money. Diana, I want some of your money.
So you want some of Diana money?
Oh, I'm going to get married to Diana.
Okay. Yes. And a young girl too. Oh, but she married.
Yes, Leo, that's not what
I know that takes it off of
yeah.
You know what, Jamaica just make Diana be our friend. Let's just be Diana friend, and our father can make good fried dumplings.
Oh God.
When you guys were talking, when I came on and heard you guys talking, I thought you were talking about the police, the soldier guy. When he said,
no, we didn't mention that, but Leo started off by saying that, the one way to offend a Jamaican. But yes, there was that video. You want to tell about the video?
Yes, I was wondering, but what was that? What the woman said? Like there was this video about with this.
You can't repeat that on here, on air. What she said, you cannot repeat on air.
No, what she said something about your mother.
Yes, go something your mother.
Yes. Oh, that's what she said for real.
to the army guy, and the army guy turned around and said, "Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?" Like she forgot that mother's there.
Track of this lady, which was wrong. Let me say, I tired of the video clips with so much blatant instances of abuse. People being abusive to police and provoking them, abusive to the soldiers, provoking them, and then they not managing themselves. They're reacting in the most unprofessional and aggressive way. I saw a video clip where
soldier man
was said, and
soldier man taking gun
with the end of the gun.
Boom, 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 and I'm saying, hold on, no. And that's not social control. That's not social control.
No man can.
Yeah, when I saw it first, I was like, I don't like when people antagonize people, and when they react, we are like, why did he react that way? But in that instance, I think it was wrong for the guy to use his gun. Like he's but he's human. But when using gun, you should have some amount of control because he's supposed to know the area he's in. These people are always multi, so you're supposed to kind of have a shield against it. The most he should have done was maybe try to arrest her, like try to get her away from the situation, but he shouldn't have done that.
There's something deeply wrong why police does not have any kind of social control. Right? There's something deeply wrong with our society.
Something wrong with the training?
No.
Maybe the guys are training the type of people.
deeply wrong with, okay, in any society, there is a high regard, not fear, for police. 75, 85% of the populace generally regard or fear the police. In Jamaica, nobody don't fear the police. Everybody turn up in front of police and do what they please. And I'm saying to you, it means that we do not have anything that's called that we consider social control. Policeman needed to have not policeman, the law enforcement needed to have a statute that says that gives people the thought that if they step out of line, you're going to jail. That's it. We have nothing like that. Police are fight man, man are fight police. And yesterday says you don't see that very often in any country. You know.
Well,
you have to
to be honest, based on videos that I've seen in the US too, I've seen people doing those same instances, not only Jamaica. Because you always see people mouthing off, but they're like, I have my right here. You can't do, like they take action against them. But in Jamaica, I think the problem is most of the officers don't show respect to people and how they carry themselves, so people don't have no respect.
It's deeper than that. And I said,
I could say though, like for instance, in Chilani, I know that people, most of them fear officers. You know why? They know say the officers, right? If they do something to them, nothing is gonna come out of it. So they usually say, no, what? Let me just do what the officers say and move on. You do have some that go out of line, and people in the crowd will say, no, stop. You don't hear people that tell them continue, as I've seen in other videos in other areas in Jamaica, where they're telling them, egging them on, keep going. Instead of saying stop, walk away. But you're right, there's something deeper, but I don't know what it is. But when I was growing up, we feared the cops. I don't know what happened now.
But I think too that what we can't ignore is that all these soldiers and police officers are coming from our own culture, and it is how they have been brought up to have no regard for anybody. So when you simply change their titles or put them in some other position, you have not changed their socialization. You just simply give them authority to be more abusive.
Well, and that's the deeper thing that I'm talking about. The deeper thing is that whether or not our police department, our police organization set the right principles in place for police officers to follow. Because you cannot have a police a fight a man. Every time you look, police a fight man. I mean, most times. Huh?
No, like I said, I fight and I tussle and I fight. I wouldn't be fighting with anybody if I'm a police.
You wouldn't be fighting. A policeman wouldn't be fighting with a citizen. You control the citizen and arrest them. So it's like two friends fight each other. And that's how it's supposed to go. Right?
The video in a Maypen where the man was trying to lock up the taxi man and the policeman and the man was
you don't do that. And that's not the way that's supposed to go. So I'm saying to myself, why is it that the police is fighting with the citizen? You just lock up a citizen.
Exactly. That's the issue.
So there's a lot deeper things that we're dealing with. And trust me, our society have a lot to do with it. Diana just said it a while ago. Socialization. Yeah, socialization. We do not have the kind of, because we move away from our moral fiber, the church. We move away from
family breakdown. The institution of family has broken down. Now reach a church.
Well, trust me.
Don't blame church. It's not church to raise.
It's a part of it. It's a part of it.
It's not the church to raise the people. It's the family raise the people. Not church.
Everything involved in the equation. And it's like all of them fitting.
A plus B plus C plus C plus D plus F equals Z. Actually, that is exactly right. But all of it has to do with morals.
And that's the problem. Just like how you said the church. That's what happening, because like how you said the church, that's what Diana said the family. It's like everybody else says, it's not my responsibility. It's their responsibility. Their responsibility. In the meantime, nobody is taking any responsibility and doing anything.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's absolutely true. I watched during pandemic, for example, mothers and fathers starting to realize, ratted, I so hard to teach me picking them. Because now them picking them the home, right? And the teacher then now at school and then can't everybody have to be in at the same house. And they can't teach them, they can't control them. The only person who can control them between 7 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the evening, a teacher. And then start to realize, you said, Jesus, I'm so hard.
Yeah.
Now teachers get a little bit more respect, right?
That is true. But also, don't you think that a mental issue too with these officers? Because like how they always complain about the conditions that they're working under, the soldiers especially, no sleep, no good place, but then they have to get up, be out there, the frustration and all these things.
What do you mean no sleep?
Like they're saying, like they were complaining that the beds. I remember one article like last year was like, like they have them out patrolling whatever they're doing, but then when they go back to wherever they're supposed to sleep at night, it's either run down, infested. They're not getting good benefits, but yes, so they have to be working all these hours doing all these things.
I think that police would have gone through training, the roughest training, to be able to withstand the physical nature of their job. I don't have a problem with that. I think that, that year of training that they went up to Chester Castle or what the other place name, Newcastle or whatever, that is rough training. Because they have to get up 3 o'clock in the morning and go run, and they have to make them bed properly, and their shoes have to shine, and people are come down their throat every day. You can't step yourself, or you can't step. I mean, that kind of stuff prepares them for the job that is ahead. Because when they're on the road, they're supposed to be able to compose themselves in a way. But because Diana said, they are not socialized other than the way that they grew up from home. That's the big problem. They're the same mentality as the people in the community.
Okay, and what do you think about soldiers patrolling instead of the
shouldn't happen? Shouldn't happen at all. Not unless we have what is his name? The thing with them put on during pandemic, man.
Lock you up.
Zozo or stuff. Yeah, unless they
lock you up.
Curfew. Curfew. Sorry, unless they have curfew, and that becomes a military thing, and so, but they're not there to get in squabbles with people. They go there to maintain order. That's what they're marshalling order. That's it. They're not there they're not
there to fight.
A lot of comments.
Their guns.
I agree. Diana said, I saw a video where a female went up in the soldier's face. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, with her finger in his face. Yes, unprofessional. How rich, but have no sympathy for her. Why would you step to someone with a gun in his hand? Heck no. And Leah telling them if they step out of line, they go into jail. That doesn't mean anything to them. Nigel said, soldier, human, and all that aggression by the crowd. I think police and soldiers nowadays are more professionals. They accept far more abuse than earlier ones.
No, I don't think so. I don't agree with that one bit. I think that the soldiers and police, when you're going up, they got more respect in the community and they were more involved in community activities. No, them.
Once upon a time, soldiers just need to pass and the community quiet.
That's not true.
Everybody quiet, But when you see police, when you see soldier get into this social thing, I beat people, and that's wrong. That is absolutely totally wrong, and that should be stopped. That's what the police is for. The police is supposed to be out there maintaining order every day and doing them social thing every day. That's the police, not the soldier. Soldier is not for that. Soldier is to kill people.
Paulette said it's a breakdown in the Jamaican society. No one seems to have respect for anyone. Nigel said, fighting or subduing the citizen. When they use the baton, we scream, say it's abusive. Decide on what you want. Diana said, visiting Jamaica, I have seen cops in confrontation with Jamaican folks. The confrontation is finished, and the same cops that was getting on swearing with the Jamaican, we approach after and asking for direction or where to find someone different attitude. One cop can apologize to us. That is true. I noticed that. VM said, so true, Leo. Here is Leo's biggest cheerleader, he's on. BM.
Yes, S-Lap.
Diana said, also, my grandmother said once she saw a cop in Jamaica while on vacation trying to arrest someone wanting to put cuffs on him. Was a huge fight. He overpowered the cop and the crowd was laughing. So other cop arrived and of course he got some licks. Not right, but
yeah. Once you see people start hating on cops, the people are celebrating when a prisoner get away or someone who's being arrested get away. It means we're in a position, a place where it's called it's hard, but ghetto type thing, ghetto culture, broken window syndrome. That's where we are, and it's hard to get out of it. Very difficult, because then if you don't get control of, if the government don't get control of the people, we're going to lose them completely, and they're going to take over after a while. You're going to start seeing riots and stuff. That's
anarchy.
Yeah.
Wow. That's scary.
Yeah, Sandra said, good morning, my beautiful people. Happy Mother's Day to the most gorgeous, beautiful, amazing moms on the platform and around the world. Yay. Mother's Day is every day, so an extra special Mom's Day to you. Cheers. Sandra said, I'm only seeing 4 comments. Sitting wrong one. Yeah, maybe restart your device. VM said, but they don't have enough police, so they need help. So the soldiers are helping.
They can't help. Soldiers are there to abuse or to kill. That's what they're trained for. Soldiers are trained to kill, not to maintain order in community. In community.
I'm not gonna lie.
You understand? They don't know how to be dual-sided in terms of the persons in the community. Police are supposed to be taught how to be social and how to be responsible with the way they deal with the community. Soldiers don't have that ability. All them know is that you are come at me, I shoot you and kill you. That's it.
I don't really think so, but my thing is that when I saw the video, you ever look at Haiti or those other countries with the military going through and people rioting? I just thought to myself, what is Jamaica turning into? Just seeing the officers, the soldiers in the community. Like, it's kind of scary to see. And I hope.
All right. I think whilst we lament the behavior of both the citizens and the soldiers, we have to understand that there are some social things that everybody needs. So the soldier need to get a good pay, the police need to get a good pay, and the citizens need to feel that them living fairly. Now, I want to bring to our attention an article in The Observer earlier this week, where Member of Parliament for St. Catherine East, Orlando Terrelang, is demanding a salary hike for executive assistants assigned to constituencies, claiming that they are not being paid enough for their hard-working efforts. He said assistants have been receiving an annual income of 1.5 million annually since 2016, but the economic value has largely reduced. Now, East Central Juliet Holness said not a cent more. He is asking, even if they got an extra 500,000 to bring up their salary, is what he's claiming. I raise this against the background of what is it that we pay our police officers? Here is an executive assistant in a constituency office earning $1.5 million. And here is a police officer out there earning $80,000 a month. That don't reach 1.5 million.
906,000. But listen, I think that
and then
minister.
Then we asking why we have these issues where the police aggressive and the soldier aggressive and the whole community against them.
I think our MP Orlando Terrelang is not being advised properly, and I think that's what the problem is. All right, I think that he's getting local advised us to give him wrong information. And I think it's just, really bad that he acted on it. I don't think that he should be acting on something like that.
Could I say something? Like I always complain about the media. I watched an additional video of the rest of that whole setting. I remember I said, oh, it's good that Juliet was raising the issue, like don't pay. But then when I watched the other video, it was still sent forward. It's just that they don't want the CDC, so they are in agreement to pay this extra amount, but they wanted the Ministry of Finance to pay.
So them actually paying the assistants $500,000 more. Them approve it, and the police so an executive assistant who is just a loyalist get promoted to become that position, not necessarily qualified or trained in any other way except a loyalist to me. So you become my executive assistant, getting $2 million per year, and a police officer get $960,000 a year.
Yes,
no, when that police officer come into my community, when me earning $2 million, me no must tell him about him mother for him a boy.
Listen, tomorrow's Mother's Day, and I think we need to calm Diana down, because Diana is a mother, and Michelle is a mother, and tomorrow is Mother's Day, and I want to wish both of you happy Mother's Day. I'm not so sure I'll get a chance.
I love when always I do these things. I'm gonna see nothing in my mail. Nothing.
Well,
just talking.
As Diana just said, if you not make more money than me, then me don't need to send anything. All right. I'll just wait for Father's Day and then
we don't make money. But anyway, but it's true though. So anyway, so they know what to get for people. So if getting the officers money was a priority and teachers, it would be done. Yeah. They would push it.
I don't think it's gonna pass. I don't think that's gonna pass. I think, as I said, Minister our MP Terrelong got bad advice and he acted on it, and I think it's just a local advice that he got, and he needs to look at that a little bit differently, because there's so many different MPs.
When them get local, good or bad, it's just illogical. Yeah, we're having all these ills evidence in our society. Everybody acting up. Police fighting, soldier fighting, citizens. And you know what their income. Never mind that the good commander chief says there is no correlation between crime, criminal activity, and the failure of the system to pay the police. He says there's no correlation. But could we perhaps consider that there is a correlation between the poor pay, the abuse where them get when them going at the communities, and the resulting decline in standards within the wider system?
Well, I don't think that he recognized that when the police officers go out and go do wrong to make more money, that they are actually committing a crime. So if he said that, he's like double talk, because when a policeman go and go do scamming and go do drugs and all, those are illegal actions that they're doing. They're criminal actions. Whether they get caught or not, it's criminal. And so, to me, by him saying there's no correlation, it's like saying there's no sunlight coming up tomorrow morning. And that's unfair for him to say that, because it is big correlation. That's why they go do wrong things.
Yeah, that is true. But what I think, I agree with you, Dr. Diana, is that...
So why you can't agree with me too?
No, I agree with you. I say, yeah, that is...
You didn't. You said Diana. You said, I agree with you, Diana. I mean, just back up Diana.
But here, our prior argument based on this, I'm just saying, just going to add that if they are able, like with all of them, like going to court, the police officers a few months ago went to court, they were protesting. If they brought these things to Parliament as quickly as they bring it for getting the increase in salary for these assistants, they could do it for these officers so they have better pay, they can take care of their families so they don't get involved in things. But it's just like, as you said, it's not a priority to even increase these salaries or doing anything for these people.
So here's another crime that police commit where
hold on, don't go on to the other offense. Michelle, catch up with some of the messages, please.
Okay, where did I stop? VM said, but okay. Diana said, good morning, Sandra Sterling. Was wondering when you would appear. Happy Mother's Day to you. Veronica said, good morning, everyone. The police are not doing their work as expected. They have become beggars because of that.
That's my point. I was going to, hold your thought right there, because I want to bring this up. If I am a visitor to the island, right, and I'm driving down the street, and I don't know where to turn, and I see a police, 3 or 4 policemen on the side, whatever they're doing with them big gun and thing, right? And I stop to get directions. Honestly, just to stop to get directions to know where I need to go to Clarendon. And after they finish giving the car the directions, they say to me, this is let's say they say to me,
hypothetical.
Hypothetical, thank you. They said to me, well, we're out here and his son in a bus, and we're kind of hungry.
Do something for me.
Do something for me. No. Would is the policeman doing wrong there, right? Because I am not supposed to do that. But the idea, just by the fact that him saying to me, can he get some lunch money or something like that, I am forced to take money out of my pocket because 1, him have big gun. 2, me there Jamaica and me not there in my foreign land. 3, he can, after me drive off, him just call him brethren down the street and say stop the car here. And me get beat up and lock up and what is that legal for a police officer to do that?
You know the answer already. It's not.
No, I'm just pointing out what Diana said about police officers. It's a rhetorical question, but I am trying to point to you that they are doing wrong. So it's a high correlation with crime. That's why he's wrong to be saying things like that.
But he perhaps would not have asked you for the money if he was getting a better salary. And then he would.
But you're saying that it's okay. It's not a crime.
Well, for me, I don't hold that as a crime for him to ask you for him to ask you for something. I hold it a crime if you are breaking the law and he is asking you for something so as not to charge you.
So what's that? So Michelle, jump in, Michelle. We see your face.
I'm just an ethical person. I think if you're working, you should not be asking for anything at all in your duty. Like if you're officer, you should be asking for a drink, nothing. Because that compromise you. Even if he doesn't do anything, people can say, I'm going to pay him off with a drink.
Yes.
So you don't put yourself in certain positions.
Because
certain title.
Because if I take out the money and put it in his hand, I just committed a crime.
Yeah.
No, only if you were breaking the law before.
No. It's called bribing. It's called bribing by me taking out money and putting it in.
So when I punch her, and a policeman comes up and helps me to change my tire, and I choose to buy him a drink, am I breaking the law? I'm not breaking the law.
He's not supposed to take it.
He's not supposed to take it.
He's not supposed to take it. If helping you is his job, he's not supposed to take it.
That's not him helping me.
It doesn't matter. He's not supposed to.
Job to help me change my tire.
Then he shouldn't.
I'm feeling like Dr. Diana is doing these things. Please stop.
Yes, because he shouldn't. He should call help for you. He shouldn't help you to do that. He should call help.
No, and I'm not doing it. I just want to put it out there. But I'm just saying that this is something that could very well happen to anybody. And where we draw the line. The only human.
No,
as long as I'm breaking the law. If I break the law and him catch me with him speed gun and writing me a ticket, and I choose to say, well, boy, officer, I'm just buying some lunch. Boy, it's hot out here, and then him don't give me a ticket. Then something wrong with that.
No, but in your job, whenever you have as I said, certain titles, you're not supposed to engage people.
Not that way. I am positive that's in their book of ethics and the book of law.
But you need to pay them more money then. Need to pay them more money.
As the lady said, that's why they but no respect them. Then too licky.
But they not feel licky for they not get no money.
Okay, is this per month?
The egg, which come first?
Jessie said, good morning, beautiful ladies. Good morning, handsome Leo. Woo! Happy Mother's Day to Diana. Where you balling more often?
I'll be back next week. Happy Mother's
Day to Dr. Diana. Michelle, have a wonderful, blessed, and enjoyable day. Lorna said, good morning, guys. Checking in from the farm. From my farm in North Carolina. Nice.
Ooh, fabulous.
Lorna said, happy Mother's
Any
Day,
mango,
ladies.
any Julie mango on that farm?
No, you can't have no Julie mango up there. Too cold, too cold.
She have Julie mango, some variation of some new Julie mango you don't know about.
Too cold, too cold.
Lorna said, happy Mother's Day, ladies, and to the many others, including the men who act as mothers. Diana said, my toddler is here fighting me, trying to kiss Diana and Michelle. Him my laptop. His dad says, no problem, just so he's not trying to kiss the male Leo.
Oh, Lord. That's great.
Michelle, happy Mother's Day. Greetings to you too, lovely ladies and all the other mothers on this platform. Diana said, happy Mother's Day to all the mom and all who play the part of mom. Garvin said, blessed morning, my fave 3. Good morning. Paulette said, I agree with Leo. Every time we go to Jamaica, the police asking for lunch money. That is wrong. People who don't give them the money, they give you a ticket. Oh.
Exactly right. And so, and if you give them a money, you are bribing them, and you can be charged. So,
yes, I agree with that, and you should be charged too.
And I remember Minister Montague at the time. He was Minister of National Security, right? National Security, yeah. And he said in one of his speeches, by us paying the policeman for not doing his job is bribing, and it's illegal. He said that.
Yeah, he also said that his uncle is a Hobia man. Yeah.
Oh, we need to go lock up him uncle because Hobia is still against is on the books as illegal. So yes.
Diana said, truly, this happened to us once, just walking along outside the hotel, asked a cop for direction to a jerk place. He was helpful and polite. Yes, then asked if we would buy him. And yes, we bought him lunch. Garvin, some officers will take bribe. Remember, they are people, so it depends on the person.
True.
Oh man, I feel like I'm left out. I've never encountered any officers looking for a bribe. I become look like mother talk upon them.
Yes.
Yes, because they know say yeah, you're not a you're not fridge.
But Leo, when you came on, we were really talking about mothers, and I think we should spend a moment and ask the audience to probably share one or two fun things about their mom. What's the funnest recollection you have of your mom? Something funny. What your mom did that was really funny or out of character.
My mother or them? My mother was very unique. When when mango season come around, we go bush go look mango. We have to carry two pails. Each of us will have to carry 2 pails because one of the peel of her mother, and she would just put on a peel in front of her with water and have all 2, 3, 4 dozen mango in front of her, and she just sit down and eat. That was classic. My mother was different when it comes to mango. And when she don't eat skin, the only reason him not eat the seed is because the seed hard. That's it. But everything gone. My mother was a peelist.
She was a mango specialist.
Mango specialist, man. And you know, care what kind of mango. And when him done, me talk about the seed clean. Every mango is like, it's like they weren't there. Yeah, man, wicked mother, that one. A mango specialist, that. But yeah, I get enough beating from my mother too, but mothers are always mothers, no matter what. No matter how much beat you get from your mother. When it comes to, that's a person who show you care, who show you love, and they no keep no malice. So no matter how much my mother beat me today, by in another hour and call me and tell me if we're going to do something, and do it now, tell me if we're going to do something, anger or anything, and just say, go down and shop there for me, Leo, I'm somebody where Bex with them are supposed to chat to you, and so, Leo, come. Come button up me.
No mother, no Jamaican mother, well, older mothers keep malice. Is the picnic in them heart thinking say them can try keep a little malice?
Right. Listen, man, he's supposed to, man. You're not supposed to ask me to come button up in the back of in thing or come or zip up in. You're not supposed to. Just don't beat me. You know.
She'll test you, make your face look long. You pick up or draw your foot. Call you and reach. You get another beat on top of that. You better come. But I will tell you, fix your face.
You know the hook. Well, you know the hook on her back when the zip up thing, and she can never catch that hook there, right? So me always, Mama just don't beat me. I'm still a ball and say, come hook me up. So you learn the everything about love and care and not to malice, and I'm still malice, so you know what the matter serious. Anybody who begs me malice them backside anyway. Oops.
Oh, can I tell you?
Apologize. Error.
Like Diana called me yesterday and made me mad. Me malice him until this morning.
We can just Leo malice me for about 3 weeks.
Leo malice you?
Yeah, me malice him too. Yeah. Me malice
Are you serious? Leo, you really malice people?
Of course.
He was watch this man.
Never know say you malice me.
Me notice it after a while. I'm like, whatever.
So you malice him back, Michelle?
So when he get over it, he will tell me what upset him.
I never ever know say malice me yesterday for me so busy all day. Me never
said, my mother is so mysterious. She can't tell a story like me slow. Me say more time she diss me. Me Becca, she had my mother. Me just love her. Diana said, I'm closer to my dad than my mom. Wow. Love her, yes, but I'm a daddy's girl. She's always telling me, girl, I am not your dad. Do not try that crap with me. Knock you out. Then she will say, your hair needs trimming. I say, I'm broke. She says, I'm going. And it was actually, and it's true, like most of my girlfriends who have their dad in their life are really closer to their dad, not the mother. Paula says, my mom is no longer with us, but she was an avid gardener. We had all types of fruit trees and herbs and plants. She was a disciplinarian. She would tell me to bring the belt and she wouldn't see me again.
She send her for the belt, forget beating, huh?
Marvin said, boy, Michelle has struggled with the patois. Yes. English.
That is so true. But like my mom would send me for the belt, and the truth is that I stuck around and got the beating, and then I put back the belt.
Really? My mom used to always say, like, I'm gonna beat you. Watch me on you later. I know she never used to beat me.
Yes.
No wonder you done so. No wonder you done so. Poil. Yes. No wonder you still so.
She pick up them beating there when she smells.
She needs to.
And if you hold for me beating them, get the belt, get the beating, take back the belt from her, go put up back the belt, go ball upon your own, and then she call you for do something, and you better fix your face and come with the right attitude.
That is exactly right. You better fix your face. I remember the last beat we get from my mother, you know. It was a piece of broomstick, not piece of a broomstick, right? We had the broomstick piece. It was an old broom, so the stick was still hanging around. And I jumped in the car and run the car into the side of the whole house. And almost running at somebody. I thought I put the car in reverse, but it was still in, I put it in drive. And it ran into the house. Man, when I come out of that car, I hear cock. I get some lick from my mother.
He comes on licks.
The broomstick, wicked mother. Wicked woman.
Papa, you're lucky to say that she fine, because she fine. She should have beat you with that instead. You can't say you're still alive to tell the story.
Althea said, never got a beating growing up.
Althea, which part you grew up? You know, grow with your mother in Jamaica, you know, grow with your father, you know, grow with your granny, you know, you don't go to school. Then what you do?
A good person, a good child.
No, being at school, you can't escape that.
Well, I'm not getting no lick at school.
Your mother was there.
Oh, one lady lick me, and I've never forgotten that.
Exactly.
My grade 2 teacher, for no apparent reason, misspelling one word. Patricia said,
no apparent reason, then you know misspell something.
one word.
Misspell it.
Patricia said, happy Sabbath, everyone. Howdy, Leo, Dr. Dan, and Michelle. I'm late, but I'm here now. What's new?
Ethlyn, tomorrow. That's what's new.
Ethlyn said, I love me get, especially if you come out of the yard. Althea said, my mother and father, them say I was sick.
Oh.
That's why they never beat
you're sickly. Then I say you're sick. Then say you're sickly.
Sickly.
Ethlyn haven't been here for a while. She said, morning, beautiful people, long time. Yeah, it's been a while, Ethlyn.
But you know, one of the things that...
Where Ethlyn live?
That's not like an African name.
No, Ethlyn, what's wrong with you? One of the things that I
no, her last name is like African, Afro.
Oh, okay. She's in Ireland. She's in Ireland. She's the Agriculture Task Force chairperson.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Then Evelyn reached on Ireland and they down there so long.
And she went to Case, as a matter of fact.
She didn't have a name Case. Where did name when she used to go there?
Case in the name.
The old school?
Yes.
I bet.
Case, right, Evelyn?
School.
Huh?
And a Jamaica agricultural something.
Don't put people in your category. You're a very young lady, okay? Not because old and cold. She's a very young lady and very, very progressive.
Old and cold, you see that we soon divorce you for we look more money. We got divorced.
One thing I found very charming with my mom. That in her age, she was willing to talk. And I encourage everybody to have not the birds and the bees talk, but talk about her while she grew up. Talk about her and her husband or boyfriend or boyfriends. Her about when you grew up. Listen, those are the most interesting conversation that anybody can ever have. All right? Get close to your mother and ask the difficult question. The one that you think are difficult, very easy to her with, in later years. And so, please try it. It lovely. Me used to get up a morning time, 4 o'clock, because I know she should get up. When she come and spend time with me in California, we get up 4 o'clock with her. And as soon as she done pray, we call her out and we go have coffee or tea and sit down and chat about Papa. We call him Papa, yes, Papa. And we talk about if she had any boyfriend, her first baby. I talk about everything, the job, how she meet Papa. That was so fun, she told me about how she went down to King Street and was working on King Street and her father meet her and said, I'm married to you later on or something like that. And then by later on, come with a whole heap of clothes and all kind of chibang and come give her. And so those kind of stories.
That's a kind of frozen.
What a smiling freeze. I thought she was laughing at me. But she freeze. Oh my God. That is good one. That's a good one. Yeah. But she come back now and she's not there. But yeah, man, have the conversation with your mother. It is such a beautiful thing.
Internet went.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I do try to talk to as you know, Yvonne love chat. So she always talk all the time. But it always interests me when she tell me about her stories, like when she finished teachers college, like they never really paid teachers much money back then. So she couldn't, wanted to myself, how you do it? She couldn't even for the first couple of months, couldn't afford to buy anything. But she still shop.
It's true.
Yeah, and she used to you trust the stuff them from the store, like your clothes, your shoes, your bag, and then when they get your pay, you pay it off. It's story just interesting to see how she do it and struggle
Yeah, man. Yeah, very, very interesting. Yeah, man, very, very interesting. I want to know about our boyfriend. Our boyfriend then.
Well, my mom is a Virgin Mary. Like, the exact story happened with my mom. Okay, just got pregnant with me.
You know, as a good Roman Catholic, I can't allow you to get away with that. I'm going to pretend that you never said that. I'm going to pretend. So you just try to catch up with the comments then.
And please read VM Eslop's messages. I see you're jumping over them.
No, I've read all of them. I've read every single one.
Who is checking YouTube?
I'm there. Only she's the one who said something.
Okay, Paula said, my mom used a belt and my dad would prefer to reason with you. Diana said, I cannot believe folks got sent to the belt for the belt and actually brought it back. Dr. Diana did. Yes. I got to go to your room, young lady, from mom. I didn't care. I would go to my room after I grabbed snacks, then use a chair under the knob of the door when she said, you can't come out now. I said, I'm not ready. Then she would try to come in and could not. Then she opened this door. I just turned up my TV in my room. Oh,
hey, right.
The grandmother take off the door and said, not in my house. I would hear what? I would hear, wait until your dad get home. I would yell, Dad will do nothing. Veronica, I was raised by my grandmother, who was the best. She raised us well. She would beat you and tell you what the Bible says about raising children. I think I get the most beating because I was always in trouble. Now I'm listening and realizing she was right. Ethelyn said, LOL, when it was just case, from JSA to COA, now case, because they merged with the Teachers College.
Okay.
Darvin said, myself, me mama this, me can't see. She never ever did chat to me, forget to know me. Your purpose
is to get to know her.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of parents who in Jamaica are disciplinarians and they don't care about what their children have in their minds. They just care that they're instilling discipline because that's the way, you know. I don't think my father cared about what I wanted. I was saying he was just a disciplinarian, and so every time he come home, he just bust my ass and give me bust
ass. Leo, what's wrong with you?
Bust my ass for the future.
He was a bad little boy. Too much.
Never bad. My mother could never tell you something bad. I'm a good boy, but my father wasn't around often, so he just beat me for the next time.
Okay. Ethelyn said, my name is Ethelyn Thomas Al-Falabi. Diana said, I realized my mom preferred my older brothers, do not care my daddy prefer me, even though she says, I do not, I love you, but you are very feisty. Paulette said, my mom was very secretive, no birds and bees conversation. She bought a book for my sister and I, and a book for my brothers, and that was it. Lorna said, my mother is a great woman. She did so much for us with so little. Yes. She was a professional beater. I didn't get much. My poor brother get an extra lick on Saturday just in case they did wrong on Sunday. Now we always say if she was in America, she would spend a lot of years in jail for child abuse. Lord will love her and take care of her now. She's a workaholic. Even now at 91, she's always doing something. She appreciates what we do for her. Garvan said, I tried talking to her, but she shunned me. All she ever does is order me to do chores. Diana said, from reading comments on Facebook from folks posting, these parents were not disciplinarian. They were abusive, my belief, because they got abused. So
well, that's true. I don't think they intended to. They don't intend to be abusive. They intend to keep you straight. That was the idea, and that they're passing on something that they learned from their mothers and their fathers and their grandmothers.
Yeah, but
you can call it abuse.
I wouldn't label it as abuse.
I don't create it.
And even getting
because they're abused.
Because they were exercising discipline and inculcating in you kind of principles that they figure is going to help you as you go forward in life. It don't make me no worse.
Yeah, we can't call it abuse at all. I wouldn't dare do that either. Because it's a culture, you know.
But it's a culture, but in some instances it's overkill and abusive. Sometimes we see it like how parents really beat and carry on with the children. What is their way of saying, getting the message across? I prefer having a conversation so children know what they did wrong. Right. Some instances might require like a slap, but I think it always should make children.
Listen, Michelle, if you grew up in the age of that type of discipline, the word abuse would not be in your psyche. And it is just your teacher did it, your parents do it, even people in the community would do it sometimes because it is the culture. When we grow up now, when we become big and exposed to various things, we now starting to label it abuse because our thing perception of change and everything else. But I wouldn't dare go back in 1940s and 50s and call it abuse at all. It's not at all. But I want to send a special Mother's Day greetings to all of the persons who have joined us over the years, all the ladies who have children and have cared for them in whichever way they do. Happy Mother's Day to you when it comes tomorrow. In fact, I'll tell you Happy Mother's Day today and for the rest of the year. But especially tomorrow, Happy Mother's Day to you. Diana, Happy Mother's Day to you. Michelle, Happy Mother's Day to you.
Well, thank you very much, Leo. I want to thank everybody who has shared their stories about their grandmothers and their aunts and their mothers, growing up. I really don't regard having gotten a few licks growing up as being abused, that it hasn't made me a worse person. It hasn't impacted how I raise or how I choose to raise my children. I have raised my children having more discussion. My mother would talk to me and we would have long discussions about everything and anything. So I've always had that, but there was a little balance that yes, you get a lick and you go to school and you get a lick too, because the teacher know your mother and mother clearly has given consent for them to feel free to beat you. What are you going to do? Collect a lick and go home and don't tell your mother because you don't want another round of beating.
That is exactly right. It's exactly right.
Thank you all. And for all the ladies online, all the aunts, all the grandmothers, all those who not physically mothers, but who in their hearts and in their, by their action and their deeds are mothers. Happy Mother's Day tomorrow when it comes. Mish?
Happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers online. I hope you enjoy your day tomorrow. I hope you're treated well. I'm still looking for my gift from Leo. Tomorrow. So enjoy your day tomorrow.
I mailed it from last week, so it should be here by tomorrow.
That cannot be true, Leo, because you don't even know Michelle's address.
Let's welcome this week again our guest Joseph Patterson, the president of the UIC. Last week we started the conversation and we got into the depth of his organization. But I think when we left last week, we wanted him to come back on for a couple of minutes and tell us more about how he feels about the issues that are going on right now, and tell us what is possible today. We were talking earlier, for example, about the police officer and the soldier who was using the back of his gun to beat a citizen. What's going on? Tell us about your perspective on the social aspect of crime. How do we stop it now, and when do you think this is going to go away?
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it last week and again this week. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers on the program and around the world, specifically to you, Diane and Michelle, being right here, right now. Happy Mother's Day to you when it comes tomorrow. I look forward to answering all your questions as usual. We can begin by talking about what you just mentioned, which is the very unfortunate videos that we're seeing of, police and soldiers and citizens getting into altercation, and where the military is being used by the government to, I can only say brutalize our citizens, because we know that there are bad people out there. We know that we have created some inner city challenges in our country over the years. And I don't think the way to solve those problems is to have the soldiers on our streets, kicking pregnant mothers in their stomachs, or using the back of their guns to beat citizens. There must be a better way. And the better way is for our army and police to be respectful and responsible, to be properly managed and coordinated to ensure we bring, peace and safety to our streets. And so I'm 100% opposed to the approach that is being taken by the Prime Minister. I think we have to have a more humane approach to dealing with crime and violence, recognizing the history of it, where it came from, and hold ourselves accountable, particularly those of us who have held control of our government for 78 years. I mean, they created the conditions, and it's not going to be fixed by using brutality against innocent women in streets who are not able to defend themselves against persons with guns and heavy boots, and the law behind them. So we have to be a little bit more sensitive and more creative in addressing the problems in our inner cities in particular.
Dan?
Which do we address first? The security forces or the social ill with the family?
I think you have to have a balanced approach, and it begins first of all with letting police do police work. Police needs to be able to investigate. They must be able to intervene into communities by talking with residents, having activities that engage residents and builds confidence in residents. You have to understand that in our inner city communities, the police is seen as the enemy. And why are they the enemy? Because our police force is extremely corrupt. By design, over the years, police officers have come to be a part of the criminal structure in our society. Police carry out contract killings, police tip off criminals, politicians participate in that process. So we have to understand that there's a lot of lack of trust going around among citizens, with the police, with the government. So we can't just approach this as if we're dealing with innocent parties on all sides. So we have to regain trust. So the leadership of Jamaica has to so organize itself and the police to regain the trust of these communities, to regain the trust of the citizens.
Let's talk about the how. Let's talk about the how there, because we can deliberate all day long about we have to do this and we have to do that. But what is it that
the how is very simple, Leo. The how is very simple. You cannot ask two parties that have consistently been a part of the problem to solve it. If you have a husband and wife who are fighting viciously, for example, you cannot ask one of the other to solve the problem. You need mediation. Jamaica needs a new government, a new party, which has the moral authority to lead Jamaica out of this mess. We cannot
I was hoping that you would give me another answer there, because we already have we have the two parties on board, and I was hoping for it.
But what Joseph is saying is that there is no other solution excepting to have another party involved. However, though, I want to say that if we're to look at how a mediation is conducted, you have a third individual coming to negotiate between the both, but the parents are still going to be the parents. So let us assume that the third person is a mediator. What is it that the mediator is going to propose to either of the parties? No, it is the Jamaica Labour Party and I want to be clear to Joseph, that in this space, we're having a discussion about UIC, and it's not an endorsement of anything that you will purport. Just want to be clear about it, that we're simply having a conversation. I want to retract that question and instead you say that the police needs to know how to intervene, and the police needs to know how to have events to involve their community. What can that look and feel like?
Okay, first of all, as I said before, there's a trust gap. Now, when the police goes into a community, how can the police assure the citizen that they can trust them when the police command, for example, is going to be under heavy political directives? So this is beyond the police. When I talk about the police going in, I'm only saying that in the sense that this has to be done. But this problem that we're faced with, and let's be very honest about it, it's a political problem. So we're not going to solve it by building all kind of creative niceties. They have done that already. They have had the various task force. They have had different names that they give to social interventions. But at the end of the day, the people in these communities, they know the reality on the ground. They know which gang is aligned with which movement. They know how the last election was won. They know the monies that were spent and paid. They know who has been given what to do what. So all the topographical things that we see on TV and hear on radio, and the nice diplomatic talks that we may hear, those are not going to lead to a solution. Jamaica is in a political stalemate, and the stalemate is this. Every Jamaican who wants to think about it knows that corruption is at the heart of our security problem. Corruption is at the heart of our economic problem. Corruption is at the heart of our social structures problem. And if we don't address the political corruption, which interferes with the police doing its work, which interferes with the rank and file arrangement, which interferes with the police command, chain of command, which interferes with how the army is used, if we don't address those things, then all the other niceties, I can tell you, we can have police, we can have community policing, we can have our police being embedded in the communities, people living there as opposed to people coming into it. We can talk about having classes and programs where we bring the people out and get them engaged to become, for example, we can have musicals and all kind of stuff, drama, we can have games, all the things to get people engaged and so on. But the underlying current will remain in place. Lack of trust, and that lack of trust is based on the historical reality that we have a massively corrupt government and a massively corrupt police structure.
All right, fine. So we can admit that there's corruption elsewhere. There is corruption in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka entire country is failing. They can't afford basic things, and there's major protests for the government to go because of corruption. So corruption is not new to or exclusive to Jamaica or to the Jamaica Labour Party or to the People's National Party. It is endemic in politics itself. You're seeking to become a politician. You are a politician. You're seeking to hold that same high office as all the others who are just as corrupt as you have labeled them. What should we why should we expect you to be any different?
Well, because it's the same people.
No, it's not the same people. It's not the same people. You've made a very important point. You have pointed us to Sri Lanka and how bad things are there now. That's where Jamaica is heading if we continue on the same path of corruption. So what makes the UIC different from the other two parties at the moment? Well, the UIC has never been in government. So we've never been responsible for any of the problems that you have so far. The UIC has put forward a good governance agenda, which explains how we're going to address the imbalances, the lack of checks and balances in society. The UIC has put forward a 10-point plan, which talks about how we'll fix the issue of youth unemployment, how we're going to fix the issue of our economy using organic farming. We've talked about how we're going to fix the corruption problem in terms of a top-down approach to identifying corruption and weeding it out from the top down, as opposed to the current government's approach, which is to go and antagonize the people at the bottom while leaving those at the top who are in charge of importing the guns and so on. So we have a plan. The Jamaican people now have, if they're given the chance, a decision to make. Do we continue to vote for what has been failing us, or do we try something different? That's all we can offer, something different, and the people will have to decide, if they're allowed to decide.
Why do you say that community policing will not work if there's corruption? Because we admit that corruption is in every government, anywhere. I mean, we've seen where, for example, New York used one type of strategy of policing to reduce crime over the years, but then it came back to corruption. Crime was reduced, but the police is still corrupt in employing the tactic that they use. So I am thinking, why is it that we couldn't do a definite, intentional police strategy in community policing, building efficacy, collective efficacy, and also allowing the community in policing, the community to bring itself back in without the top down thing. Bring the community back with the police that's walking the street. That's not possible.
Well, you're gonna put a band-aid on a scratch that will become a sore, and then you're gonna have a serious problem. So here's what's going on. Let's look at how corruption affects Jamaica. The monies that we spend on our police force, as it is, those funds are smaller than is needed for the police to do its job effectively, right? Because you have leakage through corruption. Then you have police being demoralized because their wages are at a level which is substandard to the cost of living in society. So they have to take side jobs. And many of our police officers work 2 or 3 other jobs to supplement their income. The police becomes compromised in the views of his community, in the views of his own family. His son, his daughter see him doing things that a police officer probably shouldn't be doing, engaging in activities that he shouldn't be. So the morality, the moral standing, the confidence that the police should have in the society is diminished. The same has been done to teachers, by the way. They have been diminished as well. When you have a teacher who is telling a child, study a book so you can become something in life, and the child look at the teacher, but look at you. You will teach me, what go on with your life. And you see that the teacher is struggling and suffering because her wages are too low. You know why? Because corruption has robbed her. That money is going somewhere. The budget, last year's budget, or this year's 22 to 23, is $912 billion. Of that, 13% is for education. At the same time, most of our teachers go home with a salary, and police go home with a salary that will not allow them to effectively care for the needs of their immediate families. These are the raw realities, Leo. And if we don't address those and simply say the police must go into communities and be a Mr. Nice Guy, it's not going to work. We have to address the endemic problems affecting our families. And it begins with addressing the working conditions of the police, the salaries of the police, the training that they receive, their ability to investigate crime, their ability to have confidence in the justice system, that when they catch a criminal, will the evidence be properly protected? Do they have the skills to properly collect evidence and bring that to trial? Will the court system effectively relieve society of those who they have caught? Or will they be back on the street the next day? Will politicians be able to intervene in the process and cause known criminals to get off and demoralize the police? So all
meaning,
of these
meaning if bad politicians will be able to intervene, are good politicians. But let me pause and just comment.
Diana, it's not just bad politicians or good politicians. Do you have a proper system? Because it's the system that determines the kind of access politicians have to interfere with the process. If you have a bad system, then bad police officers and bad politicians can get away with what they do.
And I don't know, I could argue that we have a system that has been made bad. There's nothing bad with the system in and of itself. There's nothing bad with my constitution as I have reviewed it and been accepting it over the years. Yes, there's room for adjustments and modifications.
Take some comments.
Individuals who use this system for their, for whatever way that has made it bad. But we have to recognize our comments that are here, so we pause for them. Where was Michelle? It says, where is Michelle? Michelle will soon be back. She's just off a little bit. Nancy Brown says, I think you're speaking very biased. Why does the citizen feel the need to go to the authority, personal space, and disrupting their operation? If you notice, these women always come out to challenge, to give bad people time to leave the area. It's okay. It's okay. You all pointing fingers. We are one Jamaica, and we all need to join together to resolve the social issues and crime. And then she continues, are you using this platform to push your agenda? Nancy, this platform is being used to share opinions and ideas. It is not and ought not to be seen, and no intention to use it to push any political agenda for any political party. So I want to make it clear to everybody on this platform, we are not here to push, we're simply engaging to determine what is the idea that this political party shares or wants to share with us, and we can either take it, sup it, or just laugh and move on, drink a beer and move on. So just to be clear, Nancy continues, if you have all that intelligence about politicians' wrongdoing, what action have you taken? Well, he's offering his services as an alternative to all of this. Michael says, Mr. Patterson almost lost his party recently. How can he control Jamaica? Mr. Patterson, you have something to answer to us. What happened to your party? Them take it away from you?
Oh, that's okay. So
that's my question arising from the comment.
No, in any political organization that you can ever conceive of creating, you're always going to have what you call infighting, persons who will seek to take over the leadership of the movement, which is actually a healthy thing. It's just that it can also be quite destructive depending on which side of the fence you're sitting on. We had a unofficial challenge within the party, meaning it was more of a coup than an open attempt to take the leadership. The membership responded resoundingly, and I was returned as president. And I'm very happy to be here still as the president.
And when did that happen?
I didn't hear that before.
Yes, that was over the last. Over the last. That was like.
Okay. I have speakers in here, so I'm hearing them going crazy. I'm saying, what the hell was that?
Yeah. Sometimes we have these bikers passing. So that over the last about 8 or 10 weeks, we had a major internal challenge. And,
nobody never tell me somebody could have come down there, come around too. All right.
I mean, we had elections recently. We had 2 elections actually, back-to-back elections. Okay. And I was returned as president.
Okay.
No, I have a question for you before you go to the other comments.
Okay.
Have you taken a tour of our police training facilities to see, what type of training they get, how long the training lasts, what type of activities they do to, for example, withstand the pressures of social interference activities when they're out there in the field? Have you done anything that to understand their role that they play in society?
Absolutely. We have a very, very strong what we call it now, National Security Committee, made up of very senior and experienced police officers and former police officers, and those who have served in the JDF and in the Cadet Corps and so on. So we get very, very good and high intelligence about what's happening within the police force at the different levels. We have, you'd be amazed how many police officers want the system to change. Recently, we had dialogue with the president of the Federation, Corporal James, where we sat down and had a good talk about what's going on inside the force and the challenges. And all the things I've said to you earlier today reflects what I'm hearing from them. I personally haven't gone inside the tour because that's not an easy thing, especially when you're an outsider like myself. I don't have the privilege to just get inside and see. I also have family members who have served in the police, and they've given me very good insights as to what has happened. Some are now retired, and some are persons who have left in good standing. So I have a very good handle on what's happening inside the police force.
Okay, good. Leo, let me finish with the Ethelyn says that's the thing. Everyone knows what's going on or the root of the problem, but not willing to come out and do what needs to be done. Nancy says there was mention of corruption in your own party and you're not off the ground. How can we just, something must be missed out, the next representative of Jamaica? She's just saying that if you can't manage within yours, how are you going to manage the greater level? She says the UK teachers and police would tell you they are underpaid as well. Althea Mick says, why are we not entertaining a new thought? Don't knock him. He's trying to help. So there's encouragement from Althea. Ethelyn says, everyone come out and talk. And when they come, a different story. Those people are very disrespectful. You talk about police soldier, but not about the behavior of the citizens. She's saying that it goes twofold and not just the police. Do you agree that the citizens perhaps is the problem, not the police force?
No, I don't agree at all. The citizens are a product of our governance. Let's not forget that the very citizens you see on the road, the ladies that you see carrying on, the ones who are protecting criminals, the ones who cry after their sons who have done evil things, have been shot and so on, they are a product of our governance. Who is it that created the garrisons that you see today? Who went out of their way to organize those garrisons? And I remember I grew, when I was 7 years old with my mother.
Joseph, the short answer is going to be politicians, and the short answer is politicians create those garrisons, and you're wanting us to make you a politician too.
No, I'm not asking you to make me a politician. What I'm doing is offering Jamaica a way out of the problem that was created by 78 years of the two other parties.
So you don't want to be a politician?
Right?
So you don't want to be a politician?
Well, I'm a politician by definition, because anybody who offers themselves to serve automatically is called a politician. I am not a politician by being a part of the two partisan systems. What I have done is taken the time to research, understand, and then offer myself to help Jamaicans. So it's a clear choice. Those who are happy with the system the way it is, like you said before, you're happy with the constitution the way it is. I'm not happy with it. I think other Jamaicans may not be happy with it either because of the product, the end result. I'm not happy with it. I hope many more Jamaicans are not happy with it. And if they're not happy with it, which is why 63% of them don't vote, then they might choose to elect the UIC if they're allowed to do so.
All right.
Let's move to health.
Just hold on, though, Leo. We only have 5 more minutes, and then we're going to have to jump back to mothers. So we've almost done the half an hour. So don't stretch it out too much. Health can be tricky.
I know, but you know, I see a lot of problems that sometimes when I hear, I'm in the diaspora, so when I hear people talk about health care in Jamaica being the best and so forth, I have a problem with it because I've walked the hospitals and I see what the services are, and I know that some of it is not really, you know, the way that most of us would want to see it, and not that we have any funds that we can make the difference and change the whole system. But tell me, what do you think about the health care in Jamaica? Is it adequate? Is it doing what it's supposed to do? That kind of stuff.
Okay, great. Now, let me preface my answer by saying that Jamaica the government takes up about 45% of Jamaica's GDP, the same as in Canada. Most of you would agree that Canada has one of the best healthcare systems in the world. They have very clean streets, a very orderly system, their police services work, and they take 45%, government takes 45% of Canada's GDP. In Jamaica, our government takes 45% of our GDP, of which 10% is spent on healthcare. And you see the quality of that healthcare. Healthcare, like every other sector in Jamaica, suffers from mismanagement by government because it's a government controlled institution, just like our education system is government controlled, our healthcare is, and our police is as well. This is a complete reflection of the governance we have had for the last 78 years. If you have good governance, you will have good healthcare, good education, and good policing. If you have bad governance, you'll have bad healthcare, bad education, and bad policing. And Jamaica has suffered from 78 years consecutively of bad governance. And our hospitals, our clinics reflect just that. When the UIC is elected, our priorities will be very different, our approach will be more effective, and our management will result in a lower cost to taxpayers, not 45% of GDP, but a higher quality because we're going to liberate the healthcare system as well as healthcare and security.
Nancy says there are only 2 areas you're likely to get a job in Jamaica once you finish education, being a teacher or police. So you will attract good and bad persons, true. It's not the training other than customer service is missing. She figures that the training is perhaps adequate. I don't know that 9 months of training is sufficient for a police officer to understand.
9 what? 9 months?
Yes, to understand all the nuances of policing and people relationship without having a first degree. If you have a first degree and then you do 9 months, I can't understand, but there's some fundamentals as an educator that I know you just simply can't escape.
Well, in America, they're finding out that police officers who have a college degree are more likely to execute their jobs as public servants. Yes, right, and they don't just take the top-down chain of command thing and decide that they're going to just beat up people on the side of the street, but they do know
it's a fact.
Yes.
It's
So
a fact for you. If you give a person, let me put it bluntly for you, if you give ignorant people power, you're going to have some serious problem. And for the most part, Diana, persons who go to the police, it's a last resort. They can't find work elsewhere, and so they become a police officer. Similarly, for a long time, most of our teachers were persons who are not fully educated. Now, you want to look at a country like Singapore, where for you to be a part of their
No, come on. I'm an educator. I teach.
is that I don't think he means
Here.
most. I don't think he means most. He means some.
I don't know. I'm not. They're always great people, right? They're police officers at this level and teachers.
Okay.
But you would agree. Even I was a teacher. I was hired as a teacher before at Kingston Technical. I did not have a teacher's degree at the time when I was hired. I'd love to think I was a good or great teacher, but the fact of the matter is I wasn't qualified to teach. But they couldn't do any better, so they hired me to teach, and I taught. Now, there are some people who are in these positions who are not qualified to properly bring out the best in our students, just like police officers who are not qualified to properly deal with the citizenry. And we have suffered for that over the years. Our best people never normally choose to be police officers. They would have tried something else. And so if they can't get through, they fall to this. We should have changed that now and attracted some of our best people to want to be police officers and be a part of that system that will bring out the best in our people.
Well, I quite agree with you on that, that there has to be sufficient and good enough incentives to lure persons to serve the country. And that includes making sure that they can meet their basic needs. Yes, and if one can't meet their basic needs, then, to zero, everything else is in zero. As it relates to individuals within this education sector who are not qualified, the teaching council is taking care of that, because within that bill that we probably will have to talk about another time is a fine of $500,000 if they
and prison.
So that's not looking cute. Not looking cute. But
That's a bad bill, by the way. It's a bad bill. I can tell you that. It's
a bad bill.
Yes.
Well, they said it was a bad bill when they spoke about Bill Clinton too, but it's not a bad bill.
Where do you see us? And I prefer you. I understand you are a UIC president as well, and I understand the pitch, right? But where do you see Jamaica in 5 years? No, in 10 years.
And you just have 2 minutes to respond to that. That went back to my mother in.
Where do you see Jamaica in 10 years? On the same trajectory that we are going right now.
On current trajectory or
current
trajectory?
Okay. Yeah, the current government has been in place for the last 6 going 7 years. When they took office, the exchange rate was about 125 to 1. Now it's 155 to 1. You can see the trajectory there. When they took office, crime was at the level that it was. You see the escalating level of crime as it is. Our school system was failing at the time. The world has moved on even more. AI, artificial intelligence, and robotics is taking place. Jamaicans are still in the dark ages in terms of our education system and our labor force. It's only going to get worse. We're going to have less jobs available to Jamaicans. We're going to have more Chinese taking over the country. We're going to have more Indians taking over the country. Jamaicans will become tenants in their own country. More people in the diaspora will refuse to come home to live. And Jamaica will become more and more a place for the tourists and for those who in high society. We're going to clean the streets, mop the floors, wait the table, and become servants in our own country unless we turn it around. Very stark prediction. It's going to be, our history is an indication of our future. If we continue to do now what we have done for the last 78 years, we're going to get more of the same, but only worse.
Mm-hmm. I really truly enjoy your conversation. I like where you go with the crime discussion. Again, I want to make sure that, as Dan said, that we're not saying that we're supportive or unsupportive. I just really respect what you say to us. It gives hope that someone cares in the way to at least say it without fear. Say the things that you said without fear, without having to worry about the media that's going to take you and turn you or block you or whatever. I appreciate the fact that
Have
you're
blocked
able to
us.
say. I appreciate that
I mean,
you're willing to
I
say.
appreciate you because you have taken the time to allow me to speak on your program. You're not affiliated with the UIC. You don't even know. You're just trying to find out and hear. And you have taken the time. You're being more of a journalist than the regular, well-established media. I don't get this opportunity on TVJ and CVM and on our radio. The Gleaner doesn't publish much of what I have to say. They're very myopic, very focused on keeping Jamaicans locked into a bipolar situation of PNP, GLP. What about hearing a different approach, a different way? The UIC is a third way. Let us have a conversation with the Jamaican people about a different approach to governance, how we can build our economy, how we can lift our students out of, we're heading down the tubes in our education right now, how we can improve our agriculture, how we can make our healthcare stronger. It's about time we have another conversation other than the tribal partisan one about this versus that forever. I thank you very much. I really appreciate what you're doing. And I really encourage all bloggers, no matter what your persuasion, it may be strongly for one or the other, but open up and let's allow your viewers to hear from other people.
Excellent.
Bring on Mark Golding, bring on Andrew. I would love if you could get both of them on this program and let all of us sit here and talk about Jamaica. I know you're trying.
Joseph,
And
I think
can
Joseph,
assure you
you
that
better go on while you're ahead because now you're gonna tell we say we must do the impossible.
No, but I'm trying. I'm trying to get. I don't know how difficult it will be to get Mr. Holness, but I've been trying to get Mr. Golding. I think we're going to succeed.
Get us on at the same time.
All right,
get all three of us on at the same time. So
okay.
Issues pointedly.
All right.
Yeah.
Nancy says New York Mayor is giving a lifeline of support to Jamaica with their crime initiatives, and they would be foolish not to take it. Joseph, thanks very much for sharing. We thank you. Wish you all the best, and to your wife and to all the women in your family who are mothers. Happy Mother's Day from all of us here, Michelle, Leo, and myself. Take care.
Thank you so much. All the best, and hope to hear from you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Sean Chambers, good day. I see you. Thank you, Keith Romans and Sean Chambers, and also VM Heslop on YouTube. Let's see. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Yes.
So make us go back to where we started, mother. And what could you say to really hurt me about my mother? There's some comments. Kofi says, for those who are talking about give the man a chance, be careful of sweet talk. The love of power or the power will let people say anything. All we see now is an all-out quest for power. And mind you, nothing is wrong with having a third party, but let's not fool ourselves into thinking the UIC has a solution to Jamaica's problem. Kofi, we're just giving a voice to share perspectives and opinion. We're not endorsing, we're not supporting one way or the other. We are just sharing.
All right, so we were talking about Mama, and what is it that you could what?
Yes, what would really offend you most if somebody said something about your mother?
Well, most times we can't say it on the air.
Okay.
I would love to be able. I would love to be able to repeat what it is that but most times it's easy to just tell somebody about their mother. Tell somebody about their mother.
What was a gift that you gave your mother that you remember giving your mother for Mother's Day? But Mish want to comment. Go on, Mish.
I want to comment on what somebody could say. Knowing my mother, she always say ignore people.
Yes.
So I would ignore them. She always like ignore them. What do they know?
Whatever them say, we ignore them. There's nothing that would ruffle your feather in such a way.
That's a thing.
That boy.
That thing.
Yeah, well, may I tell you, me that beat a boy, run him down with my car.
I don't. It all depends on how you grow, because I've been there, and I know the anger that exude out of people's minds when you tell them about their mother. You just being in a normal conversation and the man say, man, it's not your mother, you know? That can cause you to get a cut or cause you to get a shot or cause you to get a box or a thump or a kick.
A Will Smith. You don't name
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Look, listen, yeah, Will Smith just went ahead and just said about his wife. Now consider your mother, the one where you love from your born. You know, the people don't take that easily. It is a very, very serious offense when it comes to Jamaican.
What's it? Michelle going to react. Mr.
No, I would never. No, I wouldn't. And I would never say anything about anybody's mother or anything. No, I
don't think that you would.
I have more to lose. I wouldn't react.
I don't think that you would. Is somebody gonna tell you about your mother? You know, you might have the strength and probably the ignorance sometimes of what people would say about you know your mother. But the person who you get into an argument with, if that person is accustomed to telling somebody about their mother, trust me, it's gonna come out. And when it comes out, what are you gonna do?
I am going to give them a Will Smith.
That's my point.
If we get to a point where we get to that point with somebody, I mean, I should not be having a conversation with you. I would have walked away long before we get to a point where you tell me about my mother. It's just, I don't see, and people need, I have a lot to lose.
I have to tell you, Michelle, that you live in a very perfect world.
In a perfect, but I've been in a situation.
You never know when somebody's going to say it, you know. You
never know when somebody's going to say it, you know. It's a simple conversation. It's a conversation, and the person who's talking to you, you say the wrong thing to them, and they will tell you about your mother.
You say something wrong, but they take something that you've said wrong.
Yes.
I mean, you're going to probably say to them, you better take that back. Just jump up and box them, but you're going to say, you better take back that. As a child growing up and them say something, you say you're going to say to them, you better take back that. And they say, all right, we're sorry, we never mean it that way, you know, that kind of thing. But it's not an easy thing. I find traditionally we would give moms flowers on Mother's Day. What did you give your mom?
Well, what she loves best, money.
Your mother loved money. I remember one of my favorite gifts that I gave to my mom was a cup, because my mom loved cups and she loved fine cups. And one of our favorite thing was an Ainsley cup with a hibiscus on it. It was really, really pretty.
My mother loved her belly. So for all the years, that I have done anything for my mom, while we're in California, she would come up especially for Mother's Day. Yes. And we would get all of our friends from, you know, close friends, and we'd make a big splash of food. And you know, Jesus Christ, my mother would just, sometimes she don't eat, she just goes garbage, you know. And if I can't have those parties, I have to take her to a nice restaurant to sit down and chat and laugh and eat. And she's really good with that. Food is my mom's life.
Okay. I think all moms love a good meal on Mother's Day, and them love when you get passionate about it and put your care into doing it. My mother preferred that we would make meals at home rather than go out, because then she can sit down and she can talk and she can invite everybody else to come for dinner, because, you know, dinner is on at X time. She enjoyed that kind of thing.
Yeah, man. I think that when you can, well, what we did, we had all of our friends bring their mothers. So sometimes we have 5.
So you have a whole brunch.
Yeah, so that's you know, but that's always a good party, you know. What do you do, guys, out there and you know, in Facebook, and what do you do for your mom?
You know, I haven't spent Mother's Day with my mom
since you have baby, right?
Even before that, I don't think I've ever spent it with her. Maybe when I was like under 10, but I can't recall spending it.
Get big, gone to school.
Yeah, send me off to boarding school, then off to college. So, but we always have moments. Next year. BM said it would cause me to lose my career Aren't you? I don't argue with people.
But I argue for sure. Don't want nobody tell them about them mother.
Yeah, Diana say you make any derogatory remark about my parents, mom or dad, I'll remind them that I'm an intermediate at the sporting gun club. I can comment about my mom, but do not dare go there insulting her.
Yeah.
I said my mom loved flowers.
Yes, all moms love flowers. A good orchid could always soothe anything. When you come holding a proper orchid, my mother, happy man. In full bloom.
I have a question. Liam will ask you this question because most men say to me, I've heard, like male friends, like how, okay, so like for your daughter, ex-wife, or whoever, do you buy them Mother's Day gifts or no? Because like most feedback I get is that they're not my mother. Why am I doing it? But
of course, when Mother's Day come around, my daughter is getting a call from me. Anybody who's a mother, it's not just about your mother. It's about any woman who has a child, right?
Or even those who don't have children.
Yeah.
And even if you care for Kim, even that they're not yours, but you care for them, you are a mother. I'm fine with that too. I'll call you, right? But or I'll send you. You know, not everybody gets flowers from me. I'm not Michelle.
We know. I saw nothing.
Not even those who deserve it get it, Image.
I don't have that kind of money, to spend $100 here and $100 there for everybody, But they do get a text from me, a call from me, whatever is available at the time. But it shouldn't be just your mother, your biological mother.
No. I say mother's greetings because we have godmothers too, so it's part of our tradition that godmothers would have to get a call. Aunties get called to whether or not they have children. Them still getting Happy Mother's Day.
What about mothers-in-law?
That's a tricky one. I don't worry about anymore.
You know that there was the woman who introduced the idea of Mother's Day to Congress, right?
Uh-huh.
When she introduced it in 1907,
Uh-huh.
Congress laughed at her.
Yeah.
And said, if you're not coming with a bill that says Mother-in-law Day also, we throw it out. Pretty much. And they threw it out, but then came back next year and got it. But the thing is, there's something about mothers-in-law that there's
it connotes some misery.
Yes.
Against the contrast, you see, some men they hold their mothers in such esteem, like pedestal, like, and it's like they want the wives to match up and keep up, and then it get frustrating because they have this image of what, but they don't know a mother is different from a wife. So obviously, it's two different things you're gonna get from it. And then you have some mothers-in-law that love to butt in and take over the relationship. So I guess it's fear.
It's a tough one. Mothers-in-law are not mothers.
Well, at church on Mother's Day, usually they'd hand out gifts or they'd give out roses or some flower to all the mothers who come in, and usually we'd have an extra blessing on Mother's Day or something like that. So that's the tradition in our Catholic churches. I don't know that they're going to give us roses this year.
Why?
Because I don't see a lot of plants around. Blooms imported, usually see an abundance of them, but I don't know. I don't probably get smart and say that I have too much money to buy one rose bud, forgive one stem of rose for everybody.
I never knew it was so expensive in a rose.
Yes, they're very expensive.
It's very expensive. I mean, if you send like 12 roses, it will cost you $110.
Yeah, over $100.
Yeah, you have to really care. It's a lot.
Yeah, you have to. You have to really care. So if you really have not gotten,
I guess that's why I didn't get any from.
If you haven't gotten any flowers if you haven't gotten any flowers from him or her, from him, double check.
Well, I'm just into orchids. I much prefer a nice orchid plant, and my kids know that too.
Dana, you cannot dictate to the man who I must send you. You cannot do that.
I'm just simply sharing that my preference is that I get orchids, and I usually get orchids.
Well, don't tell the man them up there. Don't do that, because you're trying to
But I'm
indicate.
giving them an option. So if they can't afford the rosebuds, they can always send an orchid plant.
And what is that cheaper?
Not really.
Exactly. Orchid more expensive. Yeah, because at $200 to send that to you.
Last longer.
But at $200 that we could have sent up to $110. All right. What you have to tell man about
$110. I want an orchid plant.
No, it's not gonna cost that. It's gonna cost $200. That's what I'm saying to you.
They are pricey too, because I do like
I think that.
Pricey.
You can't come tell the man how much we spend.
I want an. You see, that's why we have a divorce when the money run out.
This is wrong. This is wrong. In fact.
I want orchid, and I want chocolate. And I'm not asking for wine. I'm not asking for anything else in here. I want orchid and I want chocolate.
Okay, all I need is sleep.
Yeah, let them off easy.
Hey, I want to sleep. Diana said for Mother's Day, my brothers and spouse will be taking us out for dinner. Or loving seafood, and of course we love roses. Nancy said it depends on the relationship you have with the mother-in-law. Diana says my mother-in-law is okay. We get along. She is annoying, not evil. She's away, or she will be coming with us. She's scared of my mom, so would not mess with me.
So hold on. Before we go, somebody said it depends on who the mother-in-law is. So, which means that tomorrow only belongs to some mother-in-law, right?
No, Mother's Day is Mother's Day. Everybody qualify.
Excluding some mothers-in-law.
Yeah, if you don't have a good relationship, why do it? I mean, you just do it for do its sake, you know?
Look at me, just want my orchid.
Okay, Lon said mother-in-law is someone's mother too. So we don't need to have a mother-in-law day. Yeah, that makes sense. Diana said, Leo, I'm with Dr. D. Fling a pillow at you. Said, I like PM. I rather the money than flowers. Flowers die.
But I want the orchid. There is one of our usual participant, Philip. He was in a hospital earlier this week. I saw it on Facebook. So I think he was doing 2 days of something. So I
saw it too.
A shout out for Philip.
Big up to Philip Demetrius. Hope that everything is all right, and we'll see you soon. In fact, I sent him a message to say we'll see you when you come out.
Yes. Yeah. I just remember that.
Yes.
So what's on for tomorrow?
For me, I want rest.
You want to sleep.
Will I get it? I don't know.
The same woman who introduced this Mother's Day, her name is Anna Jarvis back in right? She actually died fighting against the commercialization
of Mother's Day. Poor thing.
She went to prison. She went to jail. She was arrested for fighting against the commercialization of. And you know, what does commercialization mean?
What we have now.
well, just the mere fact that we have to go out and spend money to buy flowers and fruits and candies and stuff. Yeah. That is commercialization. Now we have mass commercialization today, where you see people, they advertising, buy this, buy that, and then open up them store with special. That's massive. What do you call it? But she fought against just you buying flowers for mothers.
Then why did she want a Mother's Day? If you're not waiting,
want Mother's Day to be in church. In church. She wanted to.
For those people who don't want to go to church, what are they to do?
Well, 1907, everybody got church. They never have no atheists and then.
My opinion, I think it's just to recognize a day to recognize mothers. like you take a special time to recognize, but they do push where you have to push yourself in a debt to buy all these ridiculous things when they're not really necessary. And it's just for businesses to make money, just like with Valentine's Day and all those things.
Right.
But
and that is somewhat true, but I mean, my approach would be commercialize Mother's Day so we get all the stuff, but don't celebrate much on Father's Day. Don't commercialize that.
Well, what?
I'm not going to respond to that because that's, I mean, that's a waste of my time.
Commercialize Mother's Day so all the mothers get everything that they want, flowers and cards and dinner. And when Father's Day come, everybody go church, period.
But to be honest, they don't really do much for Father's Day either. Because even though they commercialize it, people always say, oh, the father, all right, give them on like a shirt.
One tie. Mothers to be celebrated fully.
Yeah.
VMSF says all the best, Philip. Yes, Philip. Nancy says UK Mother's Day is celebrated in March. So it's not a universal date. In March, they had Mother's Day already.
Well, it's celebrated in some countries in March and what other countries in May. Each country, one of the questions I wanted to ask was has Jamaica declared Mother's Day as an official national day? Probably not. They're just
like a public holiday.
Yes, not a public holiday. It's never a public holiday, but a declaration of a national recognition of Mother's Day, and they have not done that. We just know that the United States is celebrates it on this date, but Italy have a different date and other countries have different dates. Yeah. And if you know that, but what happened is most of us follow the UN tradition. Once UN says this day is this day, then that's what we do.
Okay. Lawton Wilkins says yes. Clap, clap. Leo, don't respond to Dr. Diana. Nancy says, Miss D, don't ruffle Leo's feather. At least you never tell him about the mother. Anyway, it's a good day. Wishing all my peeps in the States, in Europe, in Jamaica, in Canada, happy Mother's Day. Keep safe, have fun, whatever it is you do. Post a picture, tag us so we can see what all the celebrations that's happening. Leo playing music tomorrow on Mighty Enforcers. Leo, what time is music?
I play music 3 days a week. Music, Friday, Saturday.
Music tomorrow. That's all I'm interested in is Mother's Day, and get a bottle of wine and listen to Leo play some Mother's Day celebration.
Yeah, I do play some of the favorites, doo-wop and 60s love and soul songs and 70s, and it's just a wonderful Sunday evening. So yeah, we're gonna make it. You know what? You just give me an idea. I'm gonna try to pick out a segment just for Mother's Day.
Yeah, so come mothers, let us join in and
enjoy. Mother. You know that song? Yes.
All the best. Happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Mother's Day to all my moms and my aunts and my friend them.
Well, I'll sing the one for Father. I want to say.
Okay, sing Mother's Day. Sing. You were singing. Sing a song for Mother.
Father, help your children.
Leah, sing.
Don't let them fall by the side of the road. Anybody know that song there?
I do.
Teach them
to love
one another. And there you go!
I like that song, but motherly.
All right.
Before you go,
what?
Sing a mother tune.
No. Tomorrow, no, come listen to me tomorrow. Come and listen to me. I'll sing if I sing the song now, come listen.
All right.
All right.
Tomorrow.
Have a wonderful day, everybody. This is Leo Gilling, Diana Davis Smith, and Michelle Fanger. A wonderful Mother's Day weekend to everybody. Thank you so much for joining.
Bye.